How we doing, everybody? It's September the 1st already. Can't believe it.
That's
Where's the year flying? It's just going crazy. But I'm John. Mario's here. We got special guest Ragni is joining us from Totally Driven Entertainment, and he's going to be talking a lot of entertainment here with us. And so it's going to be fun. Hopefully, everybody's safe with the weather here in the Northeast, with the tornadoes and everything going through.
Yeah,
and heavy rains. So let's enjoy it and take our mind off it for a little while, and we can talk sports.
There you go.
So welcome, Bay. How you doing?
Great, guys. Great, man. It's good to be back in Delco.
Even if it's virtually, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Nashville, Delco, it's all the same.
You know what? Honest to God, all right. To me, the looks are the same. The people are not the same, but like when I drive throughout Nashville, unless I'm downtown's a whole nother animal. But the outskirts of all around Nashville, to me, like it's just like I feel like I'm driving through like Springfield, Swarthmore.
Really?
I totally feel like I'm back in Delco.
Oh, that's funny.
It's interesting. The music's a little different, right?
Yeah, you know what? It's like before I came here, like I pictured Nashville to be like the Dukes of Hazzard, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, and like that was it. But it's really not. It's
really
it's there's a lot of rock and roll down here. There's a lot, of course, there's country, but there's a lot of rock going on. It's caught up. It's caught up. Yeah, it's a very nice blend.
So what did I say before we came on the air? My mom was going to start bitching because we weren't on. I just got a text from her. She can't find it for some reason. She'll find it.
It's there. I just shared the link.
Yeah, exactly. We're there. It's the same spot. It's the same spot for 3 years now.
John, it's not a Wednesday unless I get a text from her saying, "Is the podcast on yet?"
This is true. This is true. So what's going on with Totally Driven Entertainment now?
So Totally Driven Entertainment, like at one time was this whole big conglomerate where, I was running the network and I had the Totally Driven radio show and the network had 15 other podcasts going, and it slowly dwindled down. One thing people don't seem to realize, and I know you guys realize this because you guys have been doing this for a long time now, but people think, oh, I'm going to do a podcast and it's going to be easy and millions of people are going to hear me and I'm going to make all this money and I'm going to be famous. And you have 15 shows at one time, and little by little you start getting these emails like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be, and this isn't what I expected it was going to be, and this is a lot of work. You realize that? I'm like, yeah, like I put in 40, 50 hours of work just on this, not including my regular life and job.
Right.
So it slowly dwindled down, and then I moved to Nashville, and some things in personal life put things on hold. And then when I restarted it, we get hit with a pandemic, which in my eyes was kind of good because then we discovered this whole Zoom StreamYard type world.
Yep.
Right.
And I think this is a much better thing for podcasts. So I switched over to doing this with me and my co-host Nick, but it wasn't the same as when we were doing radio. Like we used to do a live radio show, me and Nick, for 3 to 4 hours every Thursday night. And we would, talk about everything in entertainment, our lives, and plus our 2 to 3 celebrity guests each week. And it just wasn't the same. And it kind of drifted apart. So I was kind of just like, and I was doing another separate show that was just strictly music. So it was becoming like just too much. So
you were busy.
Yeah. So recently I was like, you know what? Like, there's no more Totally Driven Radio. There's no more Rock and Ragni. There's no more this show and that show. Like, for now on, it's the Bay Ragni show. And, if I have a guest that Nick is a fan of, like his whole thing is TV and movies. So if I have any actors on that he's, enthused by, Nick will be there by my side as usual. or we might just have him come on and just talk everyday life, stuff like that. But that's where it's at now. So it's now the Bay Ragni Show and Totally Driven Radio after over 350 live shows.
Very nice.
Wow.
Is sadly no more, but it's spawned on to this new thing now, which I'm super excited, and everybody in Delco should be excited for this because I know you got to be a fan for this guy. So this Sunday night on my show, does everybody remember the legendary balcony down?
Oh God, yeah.
The store on Market in Ludlow.
The head shop.
Yes, yes, exactly. Everybody used to go to the balcony, whether
yeah.
downstairs buying Jordache jeans or you're upstairs buying paraphernalia or music or posters to hang on your wall while you're using the paraphernalia and listening to the music. Or
black light posters.
Yes.
Oh God, yeah.
Velvet black light posters. Yeah. So one of the owners, it was the two owners, the two brothers, Mike and Buzzy. Sadly, Buzzy passed away a few years ago, but Mike just wrote a book and released it called My View from the Balcony.
Oh, wow.
So Sunday night, Mike's going to be on the show, and we're going to be talking about the book, the balcony, Delco, and where he's at in life now. And I am so excited because that guy, he changed my life as much as Kiss and Ozzy Osbourne and everybody else, because I lived in the balcony 6 days a week. They were closed on Sundays, but I was there every day of the week. And my mom used to get so mad at me and holler at me. She's like, I don't want you in that store. They're selling drugs.
No, they're just selling the things to use the drugs.
Exactly. Exactly.
So speaking of Kiss, they're on their 18th farewell tour?
They are. And it's on pause again because last week Paul Stanley announced he has COVID.
Now Gene has it, right?
And now Gene has COVID, yes.
And they kicked David Lee Roth off.
Yeah, well, you know what? That was like a whole thing. Like, supposedly they kicked him off, but then they backpedaled and said they didn't kick him off. Well, Paul never said. Paul always praised David Lee Roth from the get-go, but Gene kind of badmouthed him, and then Gene put out an apology that, as Gene said, he goes, you put a microphone in front of me and I get diarrhea of the mouth. And
even if he doesn't have a microphone in front of him, he's got diarrhea of the mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes he says things that he probably shouldn't, and that was one of them. And so according to what he turned around and said, like, he was on that leg of the tour when COVID hit, and then when they rescheduled stuff, they just didn't put him back on. So it wasn't like they kicked him off or anything. They just didn't ask him to come back, in other words, in the professional way of saying it.
A nice way.
We decided to go in a different direction.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The lovely world of entertainment. Which, here's a funny story for you. Since I'm wearing my This Fan's View shirt, so the last time I wore this shirt was like 3 weeks ago, right? And my other half now, my fiance, Coco.
Congratulations again.
Yes. Thank you. She fell and we thought she broke her foot. So we go over to the hospital and we're sitting in the waiting room. And I'm not going to say the name of the person, but I'm sure Mario might be able to put two and two together and figure this out. But so I'm sitting in the waiting room, and across from me, directly across from me, I couldn't figure out if it was a guy or a girl. So it's this person, tall, 6 foot something, it's like 6'1", real thin, long, stringy hair, necklaces, rings, bracelets.
Tommy Kiefer?
I'm not saying a word.
So it wasn't Cam Newton?
So I didn't say a word. So for an hour, I'm sitting there. I'm like, is this a guy or a girl? I could not figure it out. It was driving me nuts. And finally, they spoke, and I was like, so Coco's sitting there in a wheelchair because they put all the patients in a wheelchair.
Right.
So I text her. I'm like, that's what you said. And she's like, no. I'm like, yeah. So then I'm wearing this shirt. So I'm like, how can I like get his attention without coming out and saying, yo, I'm from Delco.
Right.
So then I'm like, we're at like the 3-hour mark of sitting there. So finally I'm like, if we were at the Delco Memorial Hospital, this wouldn't be happening. We would have been there in an hour. So now he starts looking at me, and then I'm like, there's a Philly address on the back of my This Fan's View shirt.
Oh, there you go.
So I stand up and I turn my back to him. And I'm standing there for a few minutes with my back to him so he can see the back of my shirt. And then I walk to the bathroom. I come back and he's staring at me. I'm like, yeah, he knows I'm from Delco.
God, that's hysterical. God, I know he's been down there for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever seen him play with his new band?
Yeah, I actually, like a week before I came here to Nashville the first time.
Oh, really?
I saw him play at the Keswick, yeah. But
Was he with Jeff then or no?
No, it was his solo band.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, last time he was played with Jeff was 2010, which I saw them play the Electric Factory, yeah.
So I ran into him, God, 1992, I believe it was, because they were big in what, late 80s?
86, the first album came out.
That's what I thought. Okay, so it was after they got rid of Fred Corey, right? So I'm sitting in the airport at Louisiana, right in New Orleans, and I see his then brother-in-law John Pember, who I graduated with, just standing off to the side. I'm like, John. I go over, we're talking. I'm like, oh. There's Tom Kiefer. He goes, so John gets recognized before I do. I'm like,
how about that?
I know him. So we were sitting there talking and talked to him for probably about an hour before my plane left. Great, super nice guy.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
You know, it's weird because like in 86, 87, 88, like I idolized that guy. Like he was the guy like who was like him, Jeff, Eric, Fred. It was like they made it like so real and believable. Like you can come out of Delco and be this huge
that
star,
they did.
So he's sitting across from me and it was killing me not to say anything.
Why was he there?
Something with his wife. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's funny. Since I've been here, I've been saying to myself, I know I'm going to run into Tom Kiefer like in Kroger or Publix or something, not in a freaking hospital.
Oh man, that's hysterical.
Yeah.
So anyway, what do we got, John?
Well, you got a little inside help for us with Nashville baseball. Any news on Nashville baseball?
Well, we have the Nashville Sounds, which I haven't been to a game. Actually, a person who's from the Philly area recently moved down here, and he ended up buying like season tickets, and like he has a blast. He said it's a good time. I've been by the stadium. It's like in the middle of like a downtown area. Looks like a great little stadium. But I know there's definitely a buzz about baseball coming to Nashville for sure.
Really?
That's what we're trying to see what the buzz on that is, because that will affect us Phillies fans, because Dave Dombrowski is probably their president that's going to take over once that becomes official. So that's why I'm trying to get a gauge on how long Dombrowski's here.
It's weird. Like Nashville is a sports town for sure.
Right.
They love their Predators. Like they are diehard Predators fans everywhere. Titans, it seems like they jump on the bandwagon naturally.
Right.
But I think baseball would probably do good in this town. I really do.
Yeah. No, I think so. Your buddy Frank doesn't believe so, though. Frank thinks not. They don't deserve a team at all.
Yeah, they don't. Any sports teams.
They don't deserve. Oh, wow. Yeah.
I see Frank's feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent him a text the other day, right? I said, "Yo, how you feeling?" I got COVID yet. I've been son of a bitch. What do you think I feel? I'm like, he feels better.
Yep.
Gotta love Frank.
Oh yeah.
He needs to just come to Nashville and experience it, and then he'll see like they deserve a team.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like I said, they got three teams. Well, two teams now, and hopefully a third one coming. So,
just as long as they don't put it anywhere near Broadway,
Why?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought they had like a location already. With the way, because it just fell through like last year.
Really?
Because of the pandemic, that they put it on hold, because otherwise that was probably going to go through last year. They were talking. At least that's what the way it sounded from Dombrowski.
Okay.
So what division would they be in?
That's a good question. They're going to have to make some realignments.
Yeah.
So they may be the American League. I think is what they were saying, but I'm not 100% sure because they might have to, like they did when they moved Houston to the from the National League to the American League, and and the Brewers bounced back and forth, so they might have to juggle once again for that as well. But
who knows what they'll do? Who knows?
Yeah. Right, exactly. That's for sure. So how is your podcast going? Like, I see you have a lot of guests and everything going, and it seems to be taking off there for you.
Yeah, here's the thing that kind of sucks. And just to be honest, like, sometimes real life gets in the way. And It's like, all right, like I'm in the midst of me and Coco started a business. So it's like we're trying to get the business flowing and going and off the ground and putting all this time into it. And it's like, all right, well, like doing the interviews and stuff like that, I got to put on hold right now. And now the last few weeks again, it's like, because I constantly get emails and requests. So I been blowing people off. So now it's like, all right, let me start getting back in the swing of things and getting some people on here and talk to people again. And
right.
What kind of business?
So we do. We are kind of like American Pickers in Nashville.
Okay.
So we go.
So Nashville Pickers.
We're Nashville Pickers. That's basically what we are. We're Nashville Pickers. We go around to places, whether it's garage sales, flea markets, thrift stores, and buy stuff and flip it online. And it's going very good, actually.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was really starting to take off and putting all time and effort into it. So we just got to keep that momentum going.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So Frank's other comment is that Nashville is the Delaware of the South, just for minor league teams.
Hey,
I think Frank's just busting your nuts.
I know. Is the Delaware team still going? They seem like they were
they are.
They are? Okay.
Yeah,
because they seem like
the Blue Rocks are going.
The Blue Rocks. That's what.
Yeah, they ended up actually becoming a Double-A team now for Washington.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Because with the realignment, they just switched this year to Washington's Double-A team, and Lakewood, the Phillies Blue Claws, they play them now too.
Okay.
So they localized the teams. They moved them a little closer for Washington.
Right.
Nice.
So. Yeah. I mean, they were going strong though with they still had the Royals up until this past year. So, with the Blue Rocks. So.
Yeah, they seemed like they were kind of losing steam over the last few years while I was still in the area.
Yeah, well, I think the whole transition. When we were talking with Anthony before with the whole realigning and not knowing how much baseball was going to put into it, the minor league. I think it affected a lot of teams, and that's why there was, I forget what the number was, like 40 some teams or whatever that got kicked out. But they were one of the ones that were able to stay. So yeah, it was good. Yep, the Blue Rocks. Thanks, Wally. Yeah, it's fun. And you get it makes more sense too having your teams local towards your major league team, so that if you need guys being pulled up, they're right around the corner from you.
Right.
Instead of like the Mets had a team in Vegas. Like that
Really?
Yeah, they were to Vegas. I forget what their 49ers maybe, or whatever the Vegas team was. That's where their team was. Their AAA team, which is the closest one to the majors. They were out there in Vegas, so it was weird.
Who's that? I don't even know who's Nashville affiliated with. Are they affiliated with the Yankees? I want to say for some reason.
I'm not sure. That may
idea.
That may even be like an independent league, maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it was a. I don't think if they're going to have a major league team there, I don't think it would be a major league affiliated team, because they don't like.
Yeah.
Distance wise, they don't like having them that close.
Okay. What's the reason for that?
just so that you don't lose attendance.
Yeah,
to go to especially younger kids. The families will take their younger kids to a minor league game. It's cheaper than going to the big league club. So, it helps. It helps that way to keep them close, but not that close that people won't go there for that.
Right.
But anyway, talking about that, how about our hot Phillies? Have you been able to keep up with them out there?
You know what? Thanks to you, I do.
Well, thank you.
Back in Philly, I would like. What was her name? She left, the one on Fox 29, the blonde. That was like my sportscaster. Like I'd watch her and keep up to date on everything.
So you downgraded and you went to me now.
Hey, you know what? I get the clips from John. I get the news from John. I am updated on a daily basis on what's going on in my Philly teams. Thanks to John.
Multiple times a day.
Absolutely.
Well, especially when they do well, because every scoring plays online for everybody. It keeps
last night you were busy.
Oh, last night I was really busy. Yeah, there was a lot of recording. Seven. They had 12 runs yesterday. 7 runs for the past, scoring at least 7 runs for 6 games in a row. That's not happened since 1933. So that's amazing to see. It's been fun. I mean,
the Braves are losing, which is good.
The Braves are losing to the Dodgers, so they're 2.5 out right now. Hopefully tonight, maybe get a half a game since the game's rained out for the Phillies tonight. But with the Dodgers playing, hopefully they beat them again tonight, and we get to be 2 games back. Going in, and we got a little stretch here. 11 games. The next 11 games we got Washington, 3 against Miami, 3 against the Brewers, and 4 against the Rockies. So, take out that Brewers series. I mean, it's a favorable schedule there for us to.
Yeah, but the one that worries me is the Marlins.
Oh well, they do. Yeah,
why can't we beat them?
Well, it's the same same thing with our every divisional team has those teams that you just can't beat for some reason.
But they suck.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things. It's people can't beat the Pirates either. In their division, and they're not that good of a team. But the Padres were having a tough time against the Rockies and Arizona. But then Arizona can't beat other teams. It's just baseball. It's one of those things. It's and that's where it sometimes hurts you for divisional. If you when those games a little bit more where. What was it? The Tampa Bay Rays beat Baltimore 18 out of 19 games this year. So it's like, that it gets you a lot of wins right there if you can beat up on those bad teams.
So where do we stand as far as the wild card? Yeah,
we're the same, 2.5 out on that as well. We got the Cardinals, the Reds, the Padres that are ahead of us. So it's there's a few teams that catch there.
Right.
But we keep it close here. We got those 3 games. Unfortunately for us, it's down in Atlanta to play them. But that could be the season right there if we can keep it close and win that series down there. That'd be nice to get back into the playoffs for the first time in 10 years.
Winning as many games as we possibly can is going to help.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got 30 games left, so we go.
So, John, your boy in San Francisco had a commanding lead of the division and is now down to half a game.
Yes. The analytics aren't working right now for some reason.
Apparently, they only work for the first half of the season.
Oh yeah, for the first half of the season, but that's what happens when you play analytics. You're just playing odds, so you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. It's just a matter of
Mr. Robot Coach.
Well, yeah, but that's baseball all around though. Unfortunately nowadays, I mean it's still happening here today. I mean I learned a lot lately, and you almost have to take a step back a little bit and not so much blame Kapler as much
as the 100 analysts he had with him.
Well, yeah, it's the whole analytic department because you see how like the lineups are very similar over the past few years, and and all the bullpen moves and that kind of stuff are all the same. And I don't think the manager is actually making the calls as much as everybody thinks they are, or writing those lineups. I think it's that same analytic department that's been here for the 4 years. And
so last night, there was a lot of names that I haven't seen on the roster playing last night. What happened?
Well, you got a lot of people with paternity leave. You had
a lot of people with paternity leave?
Yes, yeah. Jankowski.
What's
Jankowski?
Really? What the hell was going on last winter?
I don't know. Jankowski's wife just had a baby. Didi's wife had a baby. So they were gone. Then you had injuries that popped up. JT with his ankle still.
Right.
So there was a lot of movement going on there. Matt Vierlin, he played first base yesterday. He was called up. He had played a couple of games earlier in the year.
Where's Knapp?
Andrew Knapp. He's got COVID, so he's part of the COVID list. So he's out for 10 games, probably another 6 more games, maybe, I guess, at this point.
Wow. And how long is JT out for? Don't they know yet?
Yeah, he's hopefully day to day. It's just a matter of how the ankle goes. So hopefully with today being off another day, that might help. So he could be back there tomorrow afternoon.
All right, and they're making it up tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow at 1:00.
All right.
Yep. So there'll be a lot going on tomorrow, and then it just flip flops their schedule. It worked out nicely for them that they had both Washington and them had the day off tomorrow, so it worked out good there. So
do we want to talk about the rumors about Girardi's job?
Oh, we can.
So is there any truth to that? If they don't make the playoffs, he's done?
I guess there could be. Because he will be going into his last year of his contract next year, so
they just buy him out and say, "See you."
Well, right, because otherwise you're not going to let him come back next year if you're not going to extend them, because you're not going to want a lame manager out there. It's not going to go well for that. So, there's possibilities.
Do you notice the difference between him and the previous manager? Felt to me like the players gave up on the guy before him, but they're not giving up on Joe.
Well, yeah, I think that happened some because I think that's where Joe and Kapler are different, because I think people respected Joe a little bit more because of his pedigree,
right?
From New York coming in here, but if they're all being given the same information and you're going there, it's you got to remember too. It was brand new. It was like the Phillies were no analytics to all analytics 4 years ago when Kapler came here. So it was a totally new world for everybody. So if you, maybe the guys gave up a little bit. I don't know. I don't believe in that kind of stuff that the players give up, because even if they're not playing for that team, they got to still play for another contract for themselves.
Right.
So it's it's one of those things. It's it's interesting.
That's what I was wondering. Like, if there's these rumors, do you see if the team really does like Joe? Do you see them really rally together to not only play for themselves and the team, but to try to help save his job?
Right. Yeah. Like before, like when you said with Kapler was rumored to be going, you didn't hear anybody stepping up saying we needed him to be here. Right. Hopefully, we'll see something about that. Bryce Harper or JT or somebody, saying, hey, this is what we need here. But it's just a different world, baseball today. They don't value the managers too much. I don't think it's all analytic driven. And I think more of the games played up above than actually on the field with the manager. The manager's just there to take the brunt of the bad calls.
So my question is, if they did decide to get rid of him, who the hell would they get?
Well, that's the thing too. Yeah, who's out there? Who is out there to get? It's going to be another yes man. If it is still going to be all analytically driven. So yeah, it's eye opening. To see what happened when we were talking with a couple of former people here.
But, yeah. So I do think it's amazing. I'm looking at the background here, and I mean it's a packed house. You don't see that anymore.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. It's baseball. It was a 4-hour game yesterday. Almost 4 hours. They said they want to speed up the game, and with all these analytics and everything going on, the pitching changes and
the other changes they're making are making it longer.
Right, exactly. It's making it longer and actually more boring to the people that actually are baseball, purists that like it. It's changed the game so much that, obviously they needed to do some of it last year because of COVID issues themselves, but yeah, otherwise it was kind of,
How about like you're saying, attendance wise, you're not seeing it packed like that naturally right now. But do you think the whole COVID thing has hurt, especially in the last few months? Do you think it's hurt it even more?
I do. I think especially last year when people realized, hey, there's more to life than actually going to the games, and being able to watch, watching them at home, and hey, we can, it's not costing us $300 to go out to a game every night. With our family, and we could watch the same game here at our house, and the beer is just as cold at home, or as it is.
Got a private bathroom,
and right,
it never has a line,
and fighting traffic.
That's worth the price of admission to learn.
Yes.
So
and the beer's about $15 a can.
Yeah, it's Sam Folds. He's been here the whole time. Wally. So I mean, it's
you never hear about him.
Well, you don't, because he's overshadowed by Dombrowski a little bit. He's the but him, and he's being mentored by Dombrowski to probably take over the job once
the national starts.
Once the national thing happens and Dombrowski's out of here, that he can get some information, learning a little bit more from a true baseball guy that's been through trade wars and building championships and what it takes,
right?
Because you see a big difference from this year to the past couple of years under Clintack and McPhail, how small little trades, just getting Kyle Gibson and Ian Kennedy's helped this team a lot, and other moves that that are small moves because there's not really much that they can do right now, but
right.
But even those little moves are helping. Getting a Ronald Torreyes and bringing back Brad Miller coming back was huge. So there's a lot of little things here and there for that.
So John, I gotta switch gears here a little bit.
Yeah.
That jersey sitting next to you looks enormous. Is it just closer to the camera?
Well, people will be learning about that in a little bit. Yes,
okay.
It's right up on the table. Yeah, it's right here next to me.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that is a life-size jersey. Absolutely.
No, it's not. It's a jersey that people can wear.
Right.
But yeah, it's right up against the camera. So.
All right. It just looks enormous for some reason.
Probably because for the first time, my head actually looks small.
Well, I'm sure next to Kelsey, you do look tiny.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So
we did have that arm wrestling thing that he beat me at, but what are you gonna do?
You let him win. I know you let him win, just to make him feel good.
Oh yeah, I couldn't take the thunder from that day.
I'm sure you didn't want to hurt his ego.
Right. We need him to play another year. But talking about the Eagles, so what do you think about the Eagles this year, Bay?
You know what? I have no idea, because that's what's killed me down here. Like, I can't see none of the preseason games. I see the clips you put up.
Right.
Like I said. So I don't have a clue how they look. From what I hear, like, I'm very scared.
Right. Oh yeah.
Like I think you just put it out there. So Hurts is officially the starter, which we knew was going to happen, but how long they actually going to give this kid to try to play before they start getting scared and before
he's
the
got,
office starts.
4 games so far under his belt.
Right.
Yeah, he's got the 4 games.
How long before the office and everybody starts getting involved, saying, "I'll put Flacco in there"?
That's my worry. Wally, we will be getting to your Embiid and Simmons talking a little bit. We're done here with you guys, so just hold on for a few minutes. We got the Eagles talk here, but yeah, that's the thing we got to worry about. I mean, you got a competent backup in Flacco who looked very well in preseason. Although as far as new games, where Hurts didn't play in the games, but supposedly he looked good wearing that red shirt in practice and throwing the ball. He looked good, which.
But what does that mean?
Right. Well,
I could look good in a red shirt throwing a football.
We're talking practice here. We're talking practice. And
remember what Iverson said about practicing.
Exactly. So that was our fear because in those 10, he's only had 10 snaps this preseason. Hurts.
And we just went and signed another quarterback.
And we got Minshew to play as well. So they might have a little bit of fear. I mean, he supposedly was like 72% throwing with the red shirt, and he had 22 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Big deal. You're throwing there's no pressure, nobody's hitting you. Right. But you didn't see that accuracy and touch in those 10 snaps that he played. He was like 3 for 7, and he had a couple of drops, but it's a different animal when you're playing practice to game speed, and even in preseason games aren't the same as when you go to play, a live game like Seth Joyner would say. Right. Live games aren't the same as preseason games.
Right.
Exactly.
That's where the problem lies, and we saw that Jalen Hurts last year can run a lot. He's good at getting out of the pocket. Just throwing those tight window passes or seems to be the problem for him.
But running more just leaves him open to get hurt.
Well, right, and the thing is, you don't want him to fall into the habits like Randall Cunningham used to do. Like, once you can get out of the pocket that easily, that right. you don't read follow your progressions and say, oh, I can get out here and get 10 yards. Yeah, it breaks the defense's back a little bit when you get they do a great job defensively, and you get a first down by your quarterback scrambling here and there. But, over the life of the season, you're not going to win many games as we saw last year.
It's exception, not the rule. Right.
I mean, the one game we won last year was because the Saints had the same type of quarterback, the running quarterback, and he was the backup. That we beat them, when Taysom Hill was there for Drew Brees. We saw now Taysom Hill didn't win the job over Jameis Winston. It was, but like I said, I think it's gonna be fun. It's good.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. I would love to know Hurts' real feelings, on this off season where, there was the constant trade rumors to get Deshaun from the Texans. Like, that would have infuriated me. Like, and then, right away, Flacco comes in, and everybody knows, like, look, Flacco was technically running to be a backup, but they didn't say. They kind of said, you never know, Flacco could be the starter. Like, they never put no confidence in this poor kid. Like, they left him out to dry all summer long, all off season long, and it's like, there was I felt like there was no support for that poor kid, and they kind of like, what that does to a young kid in this business. Like, that could destroy his whole career.
Right. Oh yeah, and that's part of the quarterback factory. We knock them down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a shame. Like you said, because this is a year that I'm not judging it. Based off of wins and losses this year. They could go 3 or 4 wins, and I'm happy with it as long as I see a coaching staff knows what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Talent wise, if they're just falling. Oh, there you go.
We have a guest.
We do.
Meet Sam the cat.
How you doing, Sam?
What's up, Sam?
But as long as you have a competent coaching staff that knows what they're doing, because I mean, you face it, everybody on that coaching staff except for 2 coaches are rookies at their job. They've never held that position in the NFL before.
Right.
So I mean, it's going to be a learning curve for them. and then you're going to have, to find out what Jalen Hurts is going to do, and as you see, we got a lot of young wide receivers as well to know what they're going to do,
right?
And undrafted guys even in that aspect as well. So, it's going to be interesting to see how they grow this year, and that's what we want to see. As long as we see them getting better from game 1 to game 17, that's what, all that matters for this year. But like you said, you got to let Jalen Hurts play, and and go through the good times and the bad times, and see what he comes out at the end of the year, if he's going to be the guy, or if not, if we have to go get another guy.
And they're off this week.
They are off this week. At September 12th is the first game.
Right.
It's going to be it's going to come fast and furious, and you got to see what happens. I think they got a late buy. I think it's like week 14. I think it is 13 or 14.
I'll tell you in a minute.
For their buy, so it's a late buy, so which is good. If they are
it's not till December.
Right.
Wow.
December 12th, actually.
Yeah, I think it's the 14th week of the season. So
yep.
If that that's a lot of games that if they're in a playoff push, they get a late refreshing time there to recoup for a playoff push. That would be nice.
Let's face it, in that division, anything could happen.
Oh God, yeah. The whole division's a train wreck.
Exactly. No, it's true.
Well,
it's true. And we'll see. I mean, they only got 3 running backs, which is a little scary in the NFL. We'll see how that goes. Looks like Carl may have popped on, unless that was you, Mario.
No, that's Carl.
Yep. And hope you're getting better there, Carl.
Yeah.
It's we'll see. It should be interesting. Like I said, anything can happen. The Cowboys. Dak Prescott's coming back from a ripped apart leg. You just don't know what to expect from that.
That is Carl, by the way.
Yep.
So hope you're doing well, buddy.
Yeah.
Get well, Carl. We need a redo so you're here next time.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we just changed the name of the show to This Cat's View.
Wow. Is that so Sam does not want to be ignored, apparently.
No.
Not shy either.
Yeah. Screw those guys.
Yeah.
Camera hog like his dad, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we saw that, Carl. Yeah, Corey Clement to the Cowboys. That was it was interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, John, we got about 15 minutes left. You want to get to Sixers?
The Sixers drama?
Yeah, why not?
There you go. All right. See that? We got
So what happened?
So
fill me in.
So players don't understand not to get on fans. you don't win by.
You mean like the Mets booing the fans?
Right, exactly. You would have thought after the Mets debacle there that players would learn, but Ben Simmons asked to be traded. He doesn't want to come back. He says he's not going to report to training camp because he was disrespected by the coach when he didn't stick up for him and say that, when he was asked if Ben Simmons was a championship winning point guard, and he said, I'm not sure right now. And so he thought that was a slap in the face and disrespectful. So, and then he was also mad because Ben Simmons threw him under the bus and backed over him when he said, when we passed over the dunk for that's what lost us the series when the pass was given to a guy when he could have had a dunk, and we got fouled and we only made 1 out of 2, and the other team went down and scored a 3-pointer. But then today Ben Simmons comes out and he says, I don't have a problem with Ben Simmons. And and the fans got to do a better job and be better supporting players, because
Wait, who said that?
Joel Embiid.
Okay, all right.
Joel Embiid.
Okay, all right.
He said that some players can take it, and he's one of them. Which again, he's throwing Ben Simmons under the bus because he goes, Philadelphia fans, bet on me, and I was able to handle it and use that for motivation to get better.
Right,
but
welcome to Philly.
But other players aren't able to do that. So I guess he's saying Ben Simmons can't do that, and that's why he's he's running away.
But you can see in Ben Simmons' face he can't do it.
Right. So it's just one of those things. I think he was trying to do the right thing, but then he tried to stick up for him by throwing saying it was a little bit on the fans, but then like I said, he went back at it with Ben. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Wally, what do you think? What's going to happen with Ben and what we're going to get? But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just only in Philadelphia, as Carl likes to say,
more drama
that this can happen. We had Mikal Fultz did this. They had the issues when we drafted him number 1, and he couldn't play. And then you got Ben Simmons now. You had not much for Wally, and then Carson Wentz last year. That whole debacle that he's gone because he supposedly wasn't a Philadelphia guy. It's like,
yeah, but you know what? Look, do you see the Colts? They're ready to run him out of town already.
Yeah.
Well, that's with the COVID stuff. Yeah, with
the media out there is killing him.
Right.
What happened to him now?
Well, he got hurt with his foot, and he's recovered from that. But obviously, it came out that he didn't get the shot from COVID. Okay. So because of that, he didn't test positive, but being a close contact, he has to sit out for X number of days. I don't know what it is with the new guidelines.
14, I think 10 days or 10 or 14 he's got to sit out for.
Right, which pushes it close to the opening game. So he's got to be close to being sit out. So again, now he's wasting more practice time learning with the new team. Although the system is going to be the same, I think he'll be okay that way. But just getting the timing with the players is going to hurt him. So yeah, it was just one of those things. It's just weird. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't shoot, and that's the problem. But he does a lot of other things on the court though that other players don't do. For Ben Simmons, answering Wally's thing that 2 years in a row he hasn't shot 3-pointers. But yeah, it helps.
I was going to say, is that what hurt him?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why the people get on him, because he doesn't shoot and takes the pressure off of the other players on the team.
Because they know he's not going to shoot, so why bother to cover him?
Right. Exactly. And that's why Atlanta was able to beat us last year, because Atlanta's best player that they had couldn't play defense. Their best offensive player couldn't play defense. So in normal cases, he would be off the court,
right?
Because he couldn't defend the other team's player. But because of Ben Simmons being there, he would just stand by Ben Simmons, knowing that he wasn't going to be able to do anything, and it didn't hurt him, and it helped him by having his offense out on the field or on the court there. So, just those little other intricacies that it's Sammy. Sammy's the cat's name.
Carl wants to know what your cat's name is. Did we lose? I think we lost Bay.
Yeah, Bay is stuck. Yet the cat hasn't moved either. It's a frozen Sandy right now. Sandy.
That's funny.
But there he is. You're back.
There I am.
But yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I know. That dunk did. Definitely did a lot of people in. Shawnee when he didn't dunk the ball there to tie the game.
So did he ever explain why he doesn't do what everybody's giving him crap about?
Well, he didn't take the dunk because his excuse was there was a guy behind him that he thought was going to block the shot, and so he passed it off to his teammate.
I was going to say a comment, but I'm going to keep.
Go right ahead. That's why you're here.
We're a clean show.
Okay, so clean it up.
It's a cop out. That's definitely a cop out. I mean,
I'll just say, who was it? Kendall or Kylie? He was going out with. If it was Kendall or Kylie, he would have dunked it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh God.
He wouldn't have passed the ball then.
Yeah. Well, I think he ended up doing it. He ended up passing it to Booker.
Uh-oh. So apparently Haverford Road's a mess, John.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It always floods. It's okay.
Do you go that way?
Well, I just go out the Eagle Road and then down, but
Okay, yeah, Haverford Road's the other side, so you should be okay.
Plus, I got the high truck. I'm good. It's all good. But yeah, you got to be careful because it is bad out there. I know there's a lot of flash flooding going on, so
yeah,
you got to be careful.
We had that yesterday.
Did you? Oh, you got hit with Ida, right?
Yeah.
Coming across that way.
We completely missed that.
Yeah,
we completely missed that down here.
Really?
Yeah, it just went right up through the Gulf, and that was the bad part because it didn't hit land until it hit New Orleans.
Oh wow! Yeah, they got it. Yeah. How are you liking Florida?
I love it. Absolutely love it. It's hot. It's humid. I don't care. When everybody's complaining about 20 and 30 degree weather, I'll be sitting here in 60 degree weather. So I'll be very, very happy.
There you go.
Yeah, I had my first run-in yesterday with the palmetto bug. Yeah, they're nasty. It was literally about this big. Crawling up in one of the boxes I had, so I flipped the box over and stomped the shit out of it. Good thing my neighbor downstairs was not home. He probably would have been a little mad. But I mean, I love it here. Best move I ever made.
That's awesome.
Good for you.
Good for you, man. Did you ever think you'd leave Delco?
Never.
See,
never in my life. I never thought.
Me neither.
I planned on it and planned on it and planned on it, and then I got the job offer down here. I'm like, oh crap, what do I do? So I said, yeah, and I'm here, and it's actually almost a year.
Wow.
November 13th will be a year.
That's awesome. When you were talking about that, your lease is coming up. I was like,
yeah, I'm like, what? Can you believe that? It went so fast.
Yeah, I'm like, did you just do a 6 month or what?
Wow. Now that you say it, it's actually in 3 weeks will be 2 years for me. I've been here officially.
That's right.
Wow. Yeah,
that's right. Wow. I will tell you, it was nice for a while to be down here and not know anybody. And it's almost a year, and now it's getting to the point where I walk into a store and I'll run into 2 or 3 people that I know. Run into a lot of people that moved down here from Philly.
Right.
So if I wear shirts like this or Eagle shirts and stuff like that, always run into somebody that moved down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But.
All right. So we're getting close to the end of the show here. We got to talk a little bit of business. We got fantasy football starting back up. The best time of the year right now. So we have a great contest that we're doing. We're changing it up a little bit this year. Playing the games are all going to be the same, but we're going to have one winner at the end of the year. And our sponsors, Carl's Cards and Collectibles, was generous enough to give us this Jason Kelsey. That's what that was up on the table for. And the autographed jersey is going to be going to the winner of the year. Well, actually, I should say second place because I usually end up winning as the viewer, and just to tease, but just to show them where they were doing wrong. But so the winner of the viewers themselves, they will be the winner of the jersey. And so this year, what we're going to do, because it's a little bit different, that you want to be in it for the long haul. What we're going to do is you have to be in at least 14 of the 18 weeks. of scores to win. So that way we can still build it a little bit in case you missed a couple of weeks due to
stuff.
And yeah, just life in general. It happens. Some people, may miss it or whatever, even though I annoy the heck out of them every week. But
I'm getting in this year. I have to play. I haven't played fantasy football in 2 years. I'm getting in.
There you
go. After the show, by the time I get home, it'll be posted by tomorrow morning. You'll go on there and since we have this whole week, every week in advance, you make your picks.
Okay.
It's very simple. You go on to our page on Facebook, and I'll have a list of all the players, and you have like 6 or 7 players to pick from in each group. You pick one player out of each group to make your team, and then what we end up doing is we tally all those votes and make a viewer's pick by whoever's picked the most in each group for that week's viewers pick to play against us host that week, which each week we'll do one viewer each week to go against the viewers.
Nice.
You have the benefits of playing all year long. You get your best 14 scores out of 18, so that helps you because obviously.
So you can throw a couple away.
Well, yeah, because we're only going to count 14 scores
Gotcha.
because, like I said, because some people may not be able to join right away. I mean, obviously, we like to keep growing this
Right.
game as much as we can. It might take a week or two to get people to get in fully on it, or like I said, they may miss a week here and there during the season. We'll take your 14 best scores, so that way it's fair for everybody. But obviously, if you miss a couple of weeks because of not playing or joining us late, you can still have a chance to win. You just don't get to throw in at one of your bad scores, like everybody who gets the benefit of playing every week.
So I'm going to go on record and say that either Stephanie, Carolyn, or Belinda are going to win that jersey.
Well, I might make a different name up for myself.
Yeah, I was thinking about the same thing. I'll play for my mom.
Yeah, but your mom actually does a better job when she picks.
Then you know what? I'll just let her win. Either way, I'm getting the jersey.
You're gonna let her make the pick.
I was going to say he'll get a Christmas present.
That's okay. That's fine, me.
So yeah, that's what we that'll be the prize for the week or for the year, I should say. So that way, get your name out to everybody. Let them know you got this whole week to play to get in, and then, like I said, you have probably 3 more weeks that you can get people to come in and have a good time to get in and still be able to play. Shawnee, we're all playing for you, right? He's definitely playing. We got Bay's coming. This is going to grow a lot. We grew a lot last year. We had like 45 people, I think, playing throughout the year.
Keep track of it all, John.
Well, that's the
there's a lot of stuff going on up there.
You got to keep it busy so I don't go crazy. Well, I am crazy, but more crazy than
crazy. All right.
Right. So yeah, so that'll be the thing. So check out the website for the Facebook page for getting on and joining, and then like I said, I'll remind everybody during the week, each week, once you start voting to make sure you get your votes in case you forget it. But you'll have a safety this year of having 4 weeks that you could skip and still be in the win-in for the grand prize, because we were trying to figure out a way to make it fair for everybody, because unless you played every game, you would wouldn't have a chance to win. So hopefully everybody thinks that that's fair, and we have fun.
If they don't, too bad.
Well, we have fun with it. That's the whole thing.
Right.
There's a lot of bragging rights going on.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I like to brag a little bit.
So wait. Is Frank playing, because he is king of the braggers?
Yeah, but Frank doesn't win too much.
So he's quiet.
He played the first year, and this is the 3rd year. Second year, he complained. He was always complaining about stuff because It was
That's
just,
right.
He wasn't winning. You know what I mean? It wasn't going his way, so it wasn't.
So
his
it wasn't
fault.
his fault.
Everybody
He wasn't winning.
Right. It wasn't his fault that he wasn't winning. It was everybody. It was the rules' fault. So I got blamed a lot because of the rules. So it's
this year he has the COVID handicap. Now it's going to be he had COVID
right.
brain.
His brain's a little bit loopy and
Yeah.
stuff. And but see, he can't have that. My brain's loopy, and I still won last year. So you just can't. You can't use that as an excuse. Sometimes that helps you when you're loopy.
That's true. That is true.
Absolutely.
God.
So
we killed another hour.
We did. It went real fast. Thanks, Bay, for coming out.
Absolutely. Thank you guys always.
Good to see you again, buddy.
Love hanging out with you. Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. So just my takeaway. I just want to wish Carl well. He wasn't here today because I don't know if people had heard or not. He had a fall, or he had a injury where he broke his leg, and he's going to be having surgery tomorrow. So hopefully everything's well with him. He's resting in the hospital right now, critiquing us as we're watching the show, and making sure that we do a good job.
The boss is watching.
And so hopefully keep him in your prayers for tomorrow, because he will be having surgery to get that leg fixed, and working his way to walking Lauren down the island in a few weeks.
There you go.
So we got to keep him in our prayers.
Absolutely. Say, what do you got?
I wish I had a 6-pack, but hey. Everybody, you can hit me up on Facebook. I'm always here on Facebook. I'll pop some links down below. Don't forget, I'll pop a link for the interview for Sunday night from Mike from the balcony, and link for my eBay store and all that fun stuff. It's the first Coco Bay winning, or Bay Ragni, Tilly's Driven Entertainment, all over Facebook and Instagram.
Sunday night you're doing it?
Sunday night, I think it's 8:00 your time.
Okay.
Double check. But,
that's right. You're an hour behind us, right?
We're an hour behind. Yeah.
All right. Cool. For me, just gonna piggyback off John. Say, Carl, God bless you. We're praying for you. I'm sure you'll come through with flying colors and just get better. So, and be safe. Labor Day weekend. Mm-hmm. So go out and have fun, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds great. We'll see you next week. Thanks,
see you, everybody. Hey, love you guys. Miss you.
See you later.